What's happened to it?
I think it's come up.
Is it like shaken loose?
It's shaken loose, but that...
Can you get that back on?
I might be able to get that back on. That needs replacing. Stay like that.
If you're new here, we're Cheska and Ben. With our little pup River, we travel full time in our camper van Sophia. At the moment, we're exploring the east of Turkey, a playground of ancient ruins and vast landscapes that road trip dreams are made of. Subscribe and join us for the ride with new videos every Sunday. And look at the view that we have. Out over the Euphrates River. What a spot this is. Well, this is nice. I'm cooking again for the first time.
It's been a while,
in what feels like forever. As you've seen from our other videos, we have been eating out a lot, which has been great, don't get me wrong, I've loved it. But it is nice to be back in the kitchen again. And one of the things I still really love about this new layout is before, because we had the seating right here, I would be cooking and Ben, where? Did you get it?
No.
There's a rogue mosquito in the van. Is that Ben would like be right on top of each other, but I just have so much space here and Ben's like all the way down at the other end of the van. Love it. So we're up bright and early this morning. We're heading up into the mountains. There's a pretty special site up there which I'm really excited to see. One of the things that I love about this part of Turkey is that it's at the edge of what was like the Fertile Crescent of like modern day Syria and Iraq, where it's like the birth of modern civilization. So as you saw in a couple of videos ago, we were at a church where St. Peter, one of the disciples, preached. Like the Moses tree that apparently grew from the staff of Moses. It's like all these stories that you grow up hearing, they happen here. Like the people were here, they lived here, so there is just so much history. And obviously Göbekli Tepe, that temple we went to yesterday, oh my god, that was just incredible. You do just feel like you're here, where it's all started, where it all happened. So there is just so much to see. The weather is starting to turn here, it's getting pretty cold, so we're not going to be hanging around Eastern Turkey for too much longer. But this place today in the mountains, we cannot leave Eastern Turkey without seeing this. Well, we're into the mountains. This drive is incredible.
So we've got to go 8 miles, and it's saying it's going to take just under half an hour to get there. You have to go so slow on these roads just because they're like almost like a Martian landscape, isn't it?
Just feel like a different planet up here. That is where we're headed. That little nipple.
We're headed to the nipple. To the nipple!
Sorry about the stabilisation in this video. It is these roads, something else.
Oh my god, look how steep this is. Come on, Sophia.
I gotta keep driving till I stop caring.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know if you can see. That's the level horizon. Jeez. One of our last stops in eastern Turkey was to Nemrut Dağ, a tomb built on the summit of one of the highest peaks in the Taurus Mountains, around the year 70 BC. What's special about this place are the original giant statues that sit on the east and west side of the mound. Statues of both Greek and Persian gods, so detailed you can actually see the beard of Zeus. Okay, Eastern Terrace or West Terrace?
Let's go east.
East?
Let's go east. This, guys, is how cold it gets up here. So this is the Tumulus Mound, and you're not allowed to climb it, but supposedly there is a king buried underneath, but you can't excavate it because it's been built or created so that as you start taking away the stones, it will just collapse.
And bury anyone who dares enter.
Ooh.
What's really cool about this place is that the king that built these statues and this whole tomb believed that he was a descendant of both the ancient Greek empires through Alexander the Great and also the Persian empires, and he like united the two, kind of like an ancient Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. So all of these statues are a mix of Persian gods and ancient Greek gods, as well as himself, who's obviously got a statue of himself, as you would. You saw the drive up here. This is so remote and it's built on like a peak like this. It is so steep. How did they build these and get these up here? There are statues on both sides of this tomb, on the east and the west terrace. The east terrace is more intact, so a little bit more impressive, but the west terrace might be in a worse state of disrepair, but you can get a little bit closer to the head statues.
Yeah.
This place is just phenomenal. Are you ready for this descent?
Okay, here we go. Brakes are gonna get warm.
Chris and Marianne warned us that it was steep getting up to Nemrut and getting back down again, and they were not exaggerating. This is one of the steepest roads I think we've been on, but it is also one of the most spectacular drives we've done. The views from up here over the mountains are just out of this world. What's happened?
One of the brackets holding the exhaust has snapped because how bouncy the road is. So I'm just trying to secure it on with River's lead because it's quite a thick fabric lead. And
Yeah, this is the it's quite a good rope. What's happened to it?
I think it's come up.
Is it like shaken loose?
It's shaken loose, but that
Can you get that back on?
I might be able to get that back on. That needs replacing. Look at the state of that.
Do you want to do it now?
Yeah.
The rubber mallet. Rubber mallet. Where the f is that?
It's come off the bracket there, so it's still going to bounce around.
How'd you get it back on?
We still need a garage. We're going to do this. Okay, that should hold for a bit. We're just going to have to take it steady. Thankfully, in Turkey, there's so many minibuses and things. They're all sprinters and crafters. We should be able to find one very easily.
Yeah, we're only talking about it today, weren't we? We were saying if we need a garage, there's so many Mercedes Sprinters everywhere.
I was only thinking, Sophia's helped so well. Just have to take it so steady.
We are literally in the middle of nowhere, still not coming into signal. We're just limping slowly along, praying that it doesn't come off again.
It should hold. It's wrapped up and tied up well, but these roads are so like boom, we don't want it smacking out. So as soon as we get off this road, it'll be better.
I think what makes some of these roads quite rough on your vehicle is they're corrugated with like lots of stone, so they're like jolty like this, and then there'll just be massive chunks of them missing, so you're having to, there's like potholes and corrugated bits. And eventually, yeah, it will shake off anything that's loose on your van. It's a good litmus test for how well your van is held together, I think.
I'm just going to check it. See how that's holding. It's actually holding really well. So, we have a friend, a doctor friend, who we're going to try and get hold of and see if he can help us find a welder. Because if we can get it welded back on.
Yeah. Now the sat nav is saying the only way back onto the motorway for miles and miles is this like rough dirt track, which I'm surprised if it feeds onto the motorway, because otherwise we've got to go back down the road that broke our exhaust basically. This doesn't look good. It's saying right there it is, that's where it used to be.
U-turn, then turn left.
I can't, I'm not going down the road, see?
Babe, the exhaust fell off somewhere between Llanlwyddo and Gaziantep, literally in the middle of nowhere and in just this patchwork of farmers' fields. But the road we were on was taking us to the main road. As you saw, the exit onto the main road doesn't exist anymore, so we've got to come back exactly the same way that we just come, back on the same road that broke the exhaust in the first place, to go back on ourselves, to go to Halfeti from a slightly different direction. So these roads are actually worse than roads that look really bad because they're like a patchwork of tarmac. They kind of look okay until you're on top of the bit that's not okay and there's a massive pothole or a massive dip and it's just impossible to see it ahead. And then look, this is just like, it's like the tarmac has been ripped up.
It just does not make sense. Let's go this way.
So we're getting there, but can you just see this on the road? Around the villages there's these like a lot of speed bumps that are exactly the same colour as the tarmac and are pretty much invisible until you're on top of them. Here we are back in Halfeti. Did not expect to be back here so soon. Well done, baby, on driving that. You've done such a good job.
Thank you.
And on fixing it, on like temporary fixing it with the River's Lead.
Temporary fixing with the River's Lead.
And this one has done so well. She's been stuck in the van all day because of those detours. So should we go and take you for a nice walk?
Yeah,
with her?
come on you, let's go and stretch your legs. Go.
She's free. We're not going to leave this little one behind.
We couldn't, could we?
No.
Oh,
So now we are a family of 4. River looks mightily unimpressed. Let's catch you up on what's happened. So we made it back to Halfeti with the exhaust strapped up with River's Lead. I went straight to go and find Scout, as we've called him, and yeah, we found him where he lives, which is in this little hole in the wall of a derelict house. It was horrific. So we went and got him and he almost ate us, didn't he?
He was so happy to see us. I've never seen a dog like he was leaping and bounding and running round us and licking us and crying.
Everyone was like watching like what's going on? This stray dog.
Everybody thought something bad was happening, but
Yeah.
he was just so happy and excited to see us. Brought him back to the van, and then he was just as excited to see River, and
She was him.
exactly, and that's what's made this process really easy, is the fact that these two just play and they look so happy together.
They get on so well. And that's one of the main reasons that it was so hard to leave him, was that him and River got on so well. And he
Yeah.
loved us so much, it was just a no-brainer.
Once we got Scout back to the van, we got in touch with our friend who knew a vet, or a local vet. And the first thing we did was bundle them all in the van, see how he'd get on properly in the van and get to the vets. And whoa, and then he took the camera out. And he took it like a duck to water. Probably the first sort of 5 minutes he was really unsure, a bit crying. So after that he settled down, River laid with him, and it was really cute. Unfortunately we didn't film it because we were too busy just in the moment. So we got them to the vet. The vet administered a parasite injection. So now that he's had the parasite injection, we have to wait 9 days until we can start putting him through the process of his full vaccinations, including rabies and his microchips, which are all going to start coming over the next week.
Yeah.
So, and properly, this is Scout.
Yes. So we left Halfeti to come to this park up yesterday, and on the route we ended up stopping off at a Mercedes garage to get the exhaust sorted, and what an experience that was. So, boys and girls, where are we? We're at the Mercedes garage. Sophia's gone in. We had to quickly run out with these two, and Scout, these are all the new smells. I bet you've not smelled anything outside of Helfetti, have you? And River's just following him around. Kind of cute. Thank you. So I have no idea where Ben is, but the manager of the Mercedes branch has walked River in, said we can all come inside, got me a coffee, and now we're all just chilling. River, Scout is showing you up, okay? River. Scout is being so well behaved and you're being very naughty.
Oh, look at you both.
River, come in. River, it's me.
So I know I say this, or we've said it every video so far, but Turkish hospitality is hands down the best we've ever experienced. So we've come all the way to Gaziantep to the Mercedes Centre. Turned up, explained it. They loved the fact it was lashed up with River's lead, which we have back. We turned up 10 minutes. They've welded it back on. They spot welded it to hold it in place. It will need to be replaced a bit, you know, when we're back and doing the bigger trip. Went to pay, and the bloke said, "No, you're my friends, you're my guests. You do not need to pay."
So we didn't pay?
Literally, they're it's fantastic.
Hang on a sec, let me just get him down. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Literally, I'm so happy and, you know, pleased. I was like, no, let me pay. He's like, no, you're a guest here in our country.
And he let us bring River and Scout inside.
It was a proper Mercedes dealership, and River and Scout were inside.
Hey, what's
He's a bit more alive now. So
you've woken up a bit now, haven't you?
now now that's done. We can go and hit the bumps at 60 miles an hour. No, now that's done. Back on the road.
Gadishadoos.
Oh my word, that was amazing.
This is early days. We're going to take you along with it all. He is already, personality-wise, so different to River. He is such a goofball. River is very much a lady. She's a bit of a princess, isn't she?
Yeah, very
She likes
much
you to
so.
come over and pet her. She won't degrade herself by slobbering all over you. This guy is just the biggest dopey goofball, and they get on so well, don't they? So
he's very
it's gonna be
calm
interesting.
He's very calm and relaxed. River's a working dog, so she needs a lot of work.
Yeah. I think actually having River first, we thought, oh my god, what's going to be like with two dogs? He is a walk in the park.
He's easy.
He's so chilled. I mean, obviously we don't know once he's settled in a bit more if he's going to become a little bit, but you get a sense of a dog's temperament, and yeah. I mean, look at him now. River would be squirming to get out.
And you'll see over the next few weeks exactly how him and River play. It is
so cute.
Fantastic.
So,
she loves it, Scout loves it, we love it.
Thank you, Turkey. We now have a permanent bloody souvenir.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to get a rug or some teacups.
That is officially the end of our Eastern Turkey road trip. We've had an incredible 3 or 4 weeks, but that 3 or 4 weeks has also been incredibly full on, and the van is an absolute state. And now that we've got another little pup in the mix, it's probably only going to get worse. The van needs a wash, pretty much everything that we own needs a wash. So we're going to head to a campsite and have a little bit of a van life reset, I think.
You might remember this scenery from a few weeks ago, or from a month ago. This is where all the wildfires were. You can see all the trees are burnt, scorched, decimated.
Well, this is where we had a gizlemo with Chris and Marianne.
The banana.
And got our bananas. We have arrived at the campsite. You might recognise this from a few weeks ago. but I'll show you around properly in the morning. Oh, who's this? Who is that? Hey Scout, how's it going?
Welcome to Manavgat, Scouts.
Is this the furthest west you've ever been? This is the farthest from home I've ever been.
Okay, what are we doing? What's the plan? Cup of tea.
First job, no matter how many dogs are in the van, to make a cup of tea. It's been a long day. I've had one coffee today. Sometimes when we put the food down for him, we'll put it down here and he's lying down and he just goes like... like he doesn't even like get up to eat it, he just puts his head in there and just eats.
Oh, is that good? Gonna make you big and strong.
This is how we're managing the food situation.
Good boy. Here's all help. Where's me? Where's these? Come on. No?
Look at him looking in me.
You're scared biting you. Hey, no.
Oh, Scout, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Jeez. Look at them tails.
River, okay.
Look at this. Hello. Good morning, Scout. I think it's fair to say things are going to look slightly different here from now on. Feel free to send Scout your love. I know that he is so loved already, judging by the comments on our last video. But we're going to leave the vlog there for this week, guys, and we shall catch you, all of us shall catch you next Sunday. Bye. Hello. Do you want to say bye? Say bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Oh. No.
It's the other way around. East.
This is the west.
That's the east. Because we said we're carrying on going east.
Oh shit, is it?
East is over there, west is over there, south is over there.
I love
Ray! Oh! Ray! We got it in one take. Go on,
that
sorry.
took us so many takes. I kept getting my east and west mixed up.
Yes. Aliens, guys. It was the aliens.
God, he's reversed literally the whole way back along this road to come and get me. Oh, love you, babe.
It's the coldest hand that run down this land where the ocean ends.